Hope you're all doing alright. This is my new Vieira. Well, I thought last time it was a purple haired. Let me bring her out into the light a bit more. I'm very pleased with her. Love her hair colour. Yeah, my Vieira. I was a bit worried about changing her aura to Vieira because I really love my aura, but I'm quite happy with my Vieira. Plus her red hair goes with her little carbuncle over there and the outfit that seems to have come with the first mission. Right, so this is a new city in Shadowbringer, the first one you come across. Very pretty. I'm a few missions in already, so well, pretty much you get brought to a different realm altogether. So right, okay. So the next one is to speak with the Crystal. Where is he? The Crystal Exarch. Trying to figure out where he is. He's behind me. So over here. So I've already got all the ethers. That's literally just up here. No, it's not. Okay, I'm just gonna travel there. Like I said, I've got all the etherite crystals already. So, or ethernet shards, or whatever they're called. Pendant. You want to see the pendant. What does that one say? Oh, that's because it's actually in here. Idiot me. Okay. Ah, there you are. I was just finalising the matter of your accommodation. You have a private room here at the Pendant for the duration of this stay, to make use of as you see fit. When you are ready to retire, the manager will show you to your lodgings. Pray rest and recuperate, and we shall reconvene in the ocular anon. I believe that covers all practical concerns. Thank you for answering my call, Olive. We are denied the comforting blanket of night, but may peaceful dreams attend you nonetheless. Oh yeah, another thing about this, the whole idea is that the Warriors of Light are actually the villains in this world, whereas in the world you come from, the Warriors of Light are always seen as heroes and divine almost. Whereas here, they've completely destroyed this world by blanketing it in eternal daylight. They don't have nighttime, so the sun's always shining. And that's kind of bad news, a bit like Bayonetta type thing going in here where like holy thing is bad. A pleasure to meet you. Welcome to your new home at the Pendants. Your room is ready if you'd care to retire. Yes, please. You. Oh, there's.
I know you. You're the warrior of light from the source.
What will you say? The warrior of darkness.
What? Did you just... You can hear me?
Oh, if I remember correctly, there were a whole band of Warriors of Darkness that kind of invaded the world at some point. So, this could have been them.
God, how long has it been? That was what I called myself in your world. The Warrior of Darkness. My real name is Ardbert. I used an alias in the source. A daft one, looking back. If you recall my tale, it was my comrades and I who caused the flood. We thought our home doomed. And so we listened to their asks.
So this is the
Let
band.
them guide us to the source. And try to hasten their God's damned ardor.
These are the guys who are in like the main, like, title movies, F&V cutscene things, and adverts for the game. They're like a future, if you will. They're like a little bit ahead in our time. So they were the Warriors of Light in their realm, and they created this massive flood.
I remember when we fell, defeated by you and yours. I remember our audience with Minfilia. How she listened to our pleas and returned our souls to the first. The flood was poised to swallow Norvrand, Minfilia and my friends. They surrendered what little they had left to hold it back. Just faded away, leaving me to bear witness. Tell me, do you know the year? How much time has passed since we caused the flood? Years. 100 long years. My hands find no purchase. My gestures catch no eye, and my pleas, be they whispered or screamed, reach not a single ear. I am a shade, cursed to do naught but drift. I feel as if I've been walking forever. I hardly noticed when my mind and body began to fray at the edges. Then bang! My senses were sharp again. I felt like a fish being reeled in, and before I knew it, I found myself in this room. Why is it that you can see me? What are you even doing here, come to that?
I has a comment. I am on my way. No. Haha! Hello, Gothic Kitty Madness. Welcome. There's my Viera.
You were summoned
My new
to
character.
save the first.
Well, not him, obviously.
This world's beyond saving, like those who try to save it. Muddled as my mind may be, I've not forgotten that.
I think she's so pretty.
But if fate has brought me to you, the one person in this God's forsaken world who can see and hear me, then
I think she looks much prettier than my aura. I mean, my aura was cute, but I think she's
If I can
way
find out
prettier.
why I was left behind,
And quite
then maybe. Well, I'll be watching, Warrior of Light. But do me a favor. Be careful out there. This world has had its fill of heroes.
No, if you've got a bottle of Fantasia, you get one as a veteran reward. I don't know if you still get one as a veteran reward, but I know in the beginning you got one as a vet. So if you subscribe for so many days, you get one. And I got one free with my Heavenswood, because it was the first time a new race was brought to, you know, as an expansion. So they gave you a free bottle of Fantasia. I had 2 bottles of Fantasia. So my first one I used to make my aura, because I used to be a Macotte, which is one of the cat people. But no, I didn't have to start the story again. I just used the bottle of Potion of Fantasia, and what you do is you use the Fantasia, strip down naked to your underwear, and then you log out. And it gives you the option to edit your character. You can change anything about it. Its race, its gender, anything, absolutely anything. So it's basically more detailed than just coming with the, because I know you can change your hairstyle and stuff and your hair color with the esthetician, but that's all you can do with an esthetician. So I just changed my race, which I'm quite happy with her. I feel like she's more like me than the Macottes and the Aura. But this is the new area. This is a Shadowbringer. I'm not even in Eorzea anymore. This is a completely new world that you get kind of like teleported to. It's very pretty, this city, although it is a bit of a maze. Nothing's quite structured like the other cities. Yeah, it's still the same character, and she's still level 70 summoner. Nothing's changed. Carry on from where I left off. Right, where am I going now? Speak with the Crystal Exarch in the Ocular. Where's the Ocular from here? The Docile Gate. I'm really anxious to try the dancer. I had a dancer in one of my parties in the last battle, second last. No, it is the last battle that you go into with a party. Oh my goodness, they are such cool. I mean, she's a dancer. I can see from her outfit already. This girl in front of me here, she's a dancer. The outfits are gorgeous. Not only that, but it's actually a really good class to have in your party. Summoners are pants at the moment. I don't know what they've done. I just don't feel as strong as I used to. Stormblood made the summoners so much better, and I just feel like they've gone back to crap. Mistress, the Exarch awaits you within. Yes, please. I'm liking my red at the moment. It goes with my little carbuncle. Hopefully we'll be able to get my own hair this colour soon. Then I can match my avatar.
Ah, how did you find your new quarters? I trust you were able to rest. I was not aware the room was haunted, and you were rather tired. Well, should you receive another visitation, be sure to let me know. Now, let us return to the subject of the Scion's whereabouts.
Ooh.
This map shows the lands of Northrend, the only area to be spared the flood of light. The Crystarium is here, in the region known as Lakeland. To the north is the fairy kingdom of Il-Meg. That is where you'll find Urianger.
Fairy!
To the east lies the once prosperous civilization of Rak-Tika. Your Stola is stationed there, in the heart of the forest. Alas, neither location can be reached without considerable difficulty.
Yeah, as far as I know, you can do couch co-op with the Midnight Movie version, but I think the two-player co-op thing is definitely online co-op. I'm pretty sure I read that it was an online co-op thing, so that will be really cool.
As such, I would suggest you first seek out one of the twins, each of whom is stationed but a short flight from the Crystarium. Alphino is on Calusia, an island off the western shore. It is home to a city called Yuln, where the rich and privileged while away their days in idleness. For his part in furthering our cause, Alphino journeyed there to meet with the citizenry and forge alliances. From what I hear, he has since kept himself busy gathering information around the main settlement. Alize, meanwhile, travelled south to the arid wastes of Armorang. They lie upon the very edge of the inhabitable world, where the flood of light was halted. Those who dwell there live in constant fear of attack by the Sin-Eaters. In contrast to her brother, Alize felt that her energies would better be spent learning about the enemy, and thus she sells her services as a guard, both to hone her skills and gather information on her foe.
Expansions they're just literally
Will it be
additions.
Calusia or Armorang? It matters not which you choose to visit first.
So basically, I'm not sure if they work the same way in other ones, and probably are. So basically, with each expansion, let's start at the beginning. If you have the base game, you can only go so far. As far as that game is updated in patches. Every patch is an addition to, if it's not like a fix or anything like that, most patches, major patches, are additions to the story. And at the end of the final patch for the base game, you'll get the credits and you won't be able to go any further in missions until you get Heavensward. And once you've got Heavensward, it'll open up the next lot of missions and the next lot of patches. So you can further along the story and go to new areas as long as you have the downloadable additions. Yes, honey? Oh, bear with me 1 second. I'm just going to go and see the little one. Okay, I'm back. Right, so I'm just gonna catch up on messages. Makes sense. When you get new race, I get new. Oh no, see if when it comes to choosing your race, there's no real starter zones according to race in this one. Even if you change your race, there's no like starter. You do choose where you want to start out of the 3 main cities, but from there is literally you just carry on from where you left off, no matter what race you are, no matter if you've changed anything. Absolutely nothing in the story progression changes at all. Maybe just a few of your responses and how certain characters react to you, because one of the characters reacted to me as a Vieira, and I think if I was still an Aura when I got to this point, it would have been different. I think that's the only thing that changes really. If you change a race, and only if you start a new character will you have to start the game again. Each character's story progression is different. But if you stick with one character, it doesn't matter if you change the race halfway through the game, you won't have to start the game again. So I wasn't sure if this was a high level area or the starter level. No, this is just a high level area. It doesn't matter what race you are, you'll end up here in Shadowbringer. This is the beginning of Shadowbringers. Obviously if you don't have Shadowbringers yet and you're only up to Stormblood, you'll only be able to get to the end of Stormblood, which if you were watching last time was the final, I wouldn't say final battle because you don't actually kill the guy, but you get a battle with Xenos. You get a bit of story and a bit of a like taste of what's to come in the next one, and then you get the long credits. Every time you get long credits, it means you've reached the end of that expansion or patch or whatever. You've reached the end. You could get credits at any point. Yeah, you need to finish the main story. I think the main story ends at like level 50, but because if you've got the expansion packs, then obviously you can increase your level beyond 50 as you do the missions, because there are quite a few missions which were capped at level 50 and didn't give any XP. They only gave you gil and stuff, because at that point you couldn't upgrade your character beyond level 50, and then they took it up to 60. Then in Stormblood they took it up to 70. Obviously every expansion is an extra 10 levels normally. So yeah, actually the bunny race, it's funny you say that though, because the Vieira apparently come from this, well, there's no evidence of them actually existing in Eorzea, where your main character's from, but there are quite a few in this new area, which is a different realm completely. It's like a same world, different timeline kind of universe happening here at the moment. Yeah, I mean, in when Stormblood, when Heavensward hit, I think you got the ability to choose the aura, I think. But the aura come from the worlds that came out, not the worlds, but they were like outer continents that surrounded Eorzea. And you only got access to their land in Stormblood. So it was quite interesting to see the different aura.
Simply inform me once you've made your decision, and I will see to it that you are provided with a suitable mount.
Ooh, a new mount.
Ah, but you must be wondering about Thancred. He has taken up with a new companion, and is presently engaged as a wandering hunter of sinities.
Thancred's got a damn gunblade. Ah!
Being ever on the move, his whereabouts are often difficult to ascertain, but I am certain your paths will cross ere long.
What's that? Leg gear coffer. See, now in Stormblood, normally in the last 2 expansions and the main game, you got a whole collection of stuff that you could choose from, and you just had to pick out your main class from them. But this time they give you a coffer and so you get one coffer, and when you open it, what you get will suit the class that you're playing as at the time. So I will get something. So every time I get gear now, it will be for my class. Yeah, gunblade. I don't know if gunblades are used anywhere else in Final Fantasy. I'm pretty sure they probably are. But my most prominent memory of gunblades in Final Fantasy is Final Fantasy VIII. So, Dancer is an old. It's an old class. It's one of the originals. So let's have a look. See of this coffer I've got. It's a leg coffer. And open it up. Okay. Leg. Yeah. Oh, is this it? 385. It is indeed. It could be. That's not too bad. It's quite nice actually. Yep. Update. That's quite nice. Yeah, I can do this. Oh, Alphino or Alice? Alphino is. Alice or Alphino? Yeah, my bags, and to be fair, I've actually sold quite a few things. I just shut my eyes and sold a lot of gear I was keeping for other classes. And I thought to myself, realistically, I haven't been able to sit and actually work on any other classes. Most of my other classes are sitting no higher than level 50 at the moment. So I had to be realistic with myself. So I got rid of a lot of my fending stuff. So a lot of things for my tanks, my Dark Knights and all that stuff. I thought to myself, realistically, I need to be. I unfortunately can't sell a lot of the stuff I have in the marketplace. Well, I sold what I could, and I'm gonna sit down and go through my stuff at a later date and just sell a whole. I've even got stuff in my Chocobo saddlebag, and that's ridiculous. I can't justify paying for a retainer every single month to have more stuff, because both my retainers are at capacity. So Alphino or Alice? Alphino, Alice, Alphino, Alice, Alphino, Alice. Oh. Let's go with Alphino. I haven't seen him in a while. You'll visit Alphino in Kalusia. Excellent. As mentioned, your destination is an island off the west coast, so you will need a mount capable of making the journey. Here is a letter of introduction, presented to Shem Genmai, the master of beasts at Temenos Ruin. When you see Alphino, be sure to pass on my warmest regards. I might as well pick them both up then. Ready to depart for Arang? Alice will be overjoyed to see you safe. I know she was particularly concerned for your well-being. She impressed upon me how regrettable the timing of her summoning was, repeatedly. That sounds like Alice. I quite like the armor as well. It's kind of like European, but also a little bit Asian. Like samurai gear, a little bit. Anyway, I only hope that my part in sending you to her will garner me some measure of forgiveness. Here, this is a letter of introduction addressed to a man named Kassad, the master of a merchant caravan. I can't wait to see what mount it is either. I mean, I haven't had a new mount in ages. I tried to work my way towards the War Panther, but I'm not confident enough as a Dark Knight to be doing too much. There are few who know the ways of the desert as well as he does. Find him at the Amaro launch, and he will see that you reach your destination. Okay, let's go down to Alphino first. Ba-ba-ba-da-doo. So the rookery, hang on, where's my crystal should I get? No? No? Where is it? Oh, there it is. I've had to like not create, but kind of like get used to a whole fresh new rotation. Oh my god, they changed everything about the summoner's moves, and it just drove me insane. The Terminus Rookery. I'm going to take a guess that it might be something flyable in this one, I hope. It looks like I need to fly to that area. Could be wrong. Come along. Okay. This is the Rookery. So, oh, there's some side quests happening over there already. I'm not quite confident with anything in this area yet. Okay, so it looks like these giant turkey dragon things. Might be them? Like, dragon turkeys. Like something from Harry Potter. Your face is unknown to me. What business have you at my Rookery? Signed by the Exarch, no less. Yes, I can provide you with an ammo for passage to Kalusha. I will pick you out a friendly whelp. Not a chocobo then? An amaro, you say? Not a chocobo. That's right, mounts like my grey friend over there are a common sight in these parts. But I gather you hail from the further afield, more accustomed to chocobos, perchance. I hear there are a few places where they ride little else. Seeing as you are plainly unaccustomed to riding Amaro, I think it's best I accompany you on this flight myself. Any Zun worthy of the name could do it, of course, but the Exarch sent you to me. Ensuring you arrive safely is my responsibility. Gather your things and meet me at the Amaro launch. One of the junior tamers will attend to you while I ready the mounts. Okay, now we are there. Okay, one of those guys. I don't know where I'm going. I don't know, they kind of like remind me of something from... Okay, I'm going there then. Kind of remind me of something from Harry Potter. Mara launch. There must be a crystal there or something. Hang on. There it is. And it is, yeah, there's a Mara launch. Okay, we'll just go straight there then. Cassard is the one I need to go for Alisei, so... Aspiring Amaro Tamer. You want to fly an Amaro to Kalusha? But I suppose if Master Genmai is going with you... Wait here please, the Master should be along with the mount shortly. You can now travel to Kalusha. Speak with the aspiring Amaro Tamer, to fly to the island. You can also use your ether compass to assist with locating ether currents in new regions. Oh, not this again! Oh! Oh yeah, Toothless. Should you lose the compass? Speak with Jethro at the Amaro launch in the Crystarium to obtain another. Lost compasses can also be replaced by speaking with Gibralont at the Forgotten Knight and Foundation back in Ishgard. Okay, so basically, like every other area in this game, you can't fly until you've found the ether currents to allow your mounts to fly. So you get back in Heavenswood, and when you're in Ishgard, you've got this special compass.
The whistling breeze,
anyway.
The pounding surf, frozen. Time itself takes a breath. At Light's Edge, all is perfectly still. The world captured in a painting, locked in a moment. Music, faint and fleeting, drifts coastward on the lifeless air. And in the distance, beyond the broken earth, A city beckons.
I see it's very similar to Eorzea. There's like a coastal town, like Limsa. Then there's Thanalan, which is the desert town, and there seems to be one in the woods, where Y'shtola is. So it's very like Redania is in Eorzea. So, this one must be like Limsa's sister city, although the wealth of it mimics Thanalan. We are arrived. This is Cracked Shell Beach on the eastern coast. Oh, my battery's about to die on my controller. This is Cracked Shell Beach on the eastern coast of Kalusha. You should be safe here for the present. Compared to the mainland, Sin Eater attacks are far less prevalent, and the native beasts are not any more dangerous than elsewhere. It is the people you should be wary of. Spy you that city in the distance? That is Yulmore, the island's main settlement. It rivals the Crystarium in scale and was once an ally in our battle against the abominations. For years the Yulmoran elite have fancied themselves the masters of what remains of our broken world. They have gone as far as to offer the leaders of our other settlements their protection, if we bend the knee. But to say their ideals are questionable would be putting it mildly. The Crystarium is one among many who resist their heavy-handed authority, and while we are not at war, our relationship with Yulmore is strained at best. It may be wise to conceal your ties with the Exarch during your stay here, especially in the vicinity of the city. I am glad we understand each other. Now, the Exarch has instructed me to divulge a secret that should make finding your friend a good deal easier. Listen closely. Yeah, I must say this new world is very pretty. Leveling up's gonna take some time. I'm still on level 70. And I'm getting like 460,000 XP at a time. If you head south along the coast, you will eventually come to a fisherman's shack. A friend of the Crystarium lives there, a man who goes by the name of Abel. Abel keeps an eye on everything that happens in Kalusha and will be able to point you in the right direction. Just hand him a sprig of thyme. That will let him know you can be trusted. Here, this should be enough. Find your friend. I will stay here with the Amaro until you are ready to return. Right, let's do this. I will... Once I've opened up more of this place... Let's see... Okay, fine. These hobgoblins are a little bit harder than normal. Plus it gives me a chance to kind of practice my rotation. I'm not very comfortable with it yet. What's the music? I'm gonna fucking die, Chocobo. Kill me, damn it. Ooh. Well, I suppose I've got to... I wonder if it might not be worth having Titan out rather. The bloody simple creatures. Remember, we even did dreadworm chance on them. Okay, that wasn't too bad that time. Oh yeah, that definitely works better. I'll keep my good wing transport when I need it. Where am I even going? Oh, where am I? Oh yeah, I forgot what I need to be doing. Anyway, yeah. Yeah, I kind of want to upgrade him a little bit more though, because I mean, you can level him up beyond. You can level them up beyond what they are. Kind of want to do that, but I've forgotten how to do it. Your chocobo can heal you as well. You can kind of train your chocobos to either be more tank-like, more DPS-like, or more heal-like. Some people put all their points into healing abilities and stuff like that. I've kind of got like a balance between DPS and healing, which used to be what we used to be able to, but it looks like I can't use physic anymore, so I can't even heal myself anymore. I can resurrect people, but I can't heal myself, which is sucky. Although my carbuncle there, my summon, has a power, that ether pact, which kind of like heals people, you and other people around you. So that's not a bad little thing to have. Okay, let's do this. This seems to be quite hard to position them down there. So shit. These hobgoblins are quite hardy then. Die, you sandwich. This is all XP, so I'm not complaining. I've learned that you can summon. You can summon Demi Bahamut at the moment, so temporarily bring Bahamut to the battlefield. But I also learned that you later on get to summon Phoenix. So that's another one. Like a. Don't know if you can summon any other monsters, but. It's quite nice if you can. And go. barely giving me much XP, so I'm not going to bother. What are you after? Fish? Crab? I think I've got an eel in a barrel somewhere, if you've a taste for him. Ooh, I do love a bit of Thai. Chuck some in the pan and it's like a bloody festival of flavour. Now what is it I can do for you? Can't say as there's been any major upsets to report these past few weeks. Alphino, eh? Aye, I know the one. Our young champion of the downtrodden. Yulmore's richer than all of Northront put together, but it's a different story for them as they live outside the city. Most spend every waking moment just trying to stay alive, which makes your friend's dedication to helping others stand out all the more. Aye, I can hazard a guess as to where he is now, get a message to him. But you'll need somewhere quiet to meet, away from prying eyes. Make for Stilltide. That's the fishing village just up the path there. You're looking for a rundown excuse for a tavern the locals call the Leaky Keel. Wait there and I'll see that Elfina joins you. Up there? Must be that. Oh yeah, there's a crystal there. Okay, let's do this. Oh, what did I just do? I pushed the wrong button. I'm still not comfortable with this location. I need to go check on my marketplace. I put so much things up for sale and they were really, really pricey as well. I should have made a 300,000 gil. Oh shit. That's alright. I made quite a few graphic updates as well, like for example my car bumpers are sparkly and glittering now. I'm pretty sure it never used to be that shiny before. Oh, don't worry, my one retainer used to have a 3 million gil, but I spent it all on gear for the last few missions. So I think I've only got 1 million gil in, or just over 1 million gil in the one retainer, which I'm holding back for a rainy day. I don't want to spend it, but I'm not trying to find ways to make kind of why. So that's why I sold a lot of my stuff for the money and to make space. So to tune with this. Right, I can put this now. The Leaky Keel. This must be it. Wow, this place is tiny. Chocobo, get out! Can't fit in here, surely. This your first time in a tavern? It's customary to buy a drink if you mean to loiter. What will you be having? Ale, mead, water. Ale. A fine choice. And what will you be paying with? Well, now, those are exotic. Where did you come by coins like that? I'm sorry, dear. I don't doubt they have value, but I don't have a touchstone to test their purity, and I'm not about to go begging for one from the neighbours. So we'll just have to come to some other arrangement. Ah, here's an idea. There's a common to the north where we grow our vegetables, but lately the pests have been eating more of them than we have. What do you say to a bit of extermination work? Heat of Battle 2 is now active. What? Reduced rates 2 is now active. Why, thank you, guild leader. I want you to squash any vermin you find, then visit the caretaker and give him an earful from me for sleeping on the job. He'll be in the old silo next to the fence, snoring like as not. Do that for me and you can laze about there as long as you like. Just bear with me 1 second, I'm gonna go... Oh wow, that's a pretty amount. Just gonna go and quickly check on my child. Be right back. put this kid to bed an hour ago, and you think she's sleeping? No. Anyway. Right, comfy, and back to the thing at hand. So it's this way. No, this takes me to the Crestarian. Does it? Why have I got... Oh. Yes, over there. Okay, you wanna fight? Let's do this. Oh no, what are you doing? Where's my remote? Give me a second. Too long to turn itself off. I keep saying I'm gonna turn this feature off and I never do. Oh, right. I'm gonna put the couch up. Recline, you stupid sofa. There we go. Ah, comfy. Fate discovered nearby. Bloody things. And a 1 and a 2 and a 1, 2 and a 3. Bum bounce. Sugar, you bounce. The Governor's Row. Light crop. One down. Oh, I must be in here. Can I walk it? Yeah, I can walk it. No, I haven't. I've kind of not even thought about it. I haven't even watched the stream, to be honest. But I'll probably get it eventually. I mean, I don't mind the Stranger Things story. Everything else kind of came out. And then, yeah, I didn't get to play this even before. Oh, how do I get out? For a week almost after it released. No response. Maybe you need to knock louder. Perhaps the occupant is hard of hearing. I'll get it eventually. Like many things. I'll get eventually. Like I got round to playing God of War, I eventually got round to it. What the hell was that? You hear a faint squeaking from the room beyond. Time to burst in and save the day, brave adventurer. No one is home, and judging by the lack of furniture, they haven't been for some time. The gnawed scraps of vegetables on the floor suggest rats have taken up residence in their absence. There's an ether. Oh, that's another one I need to get eventually. I quite enjoyed Origins, even though in some places I found it a bit lacking or broken. I'm just glad I managed to finish most of the games I wanted to before this came out, so... okay, that's a side quest. Ooh, excuse me. Oh, there he is over there. No, that's not him. Where is he? Oh, he's in idiot. He's in, yeah. Welcome back, dear. What did that good-for-nothing caretaker have to say for himself? Gone. Must have left to join the rest of the hopefuls. In Gate Town, outside Yulmore, you don't have a clue what I'm talking about, do you? And there I was thinking you were another dreamer. Well, never mind all that. Take a seat wherever you like, dear. You've more than earned it. I'll even throw in another drink on the house. Okay.
And how is business today, Mistress Clever?
Oh, frenetic. Look, I have a new customer.
Even though I've changed races since he last saw me.
The barley seeds you wanted. They should produce a better harvest than the last.
What, just like that? Oh, Ralph, no, you really are a dear. Well, I'd best be tidying up some of those empty shacks before the pests move in. Keep an eye on the place while I'm out, eh?
Eh? Game logic, yeah.
It seems an age since last we spoke. Not since the prisoner exchange in Doma. And Diopsu. It has been even longer for me, of course, if you count the days I've spent here. The time has only added to the relief I feel seeing you safe and well.
We thought we'd lost you.
Alize said much the same thing. I don't think I've ever had such a scolding. But I believe an exchange of news is in order. Come, tell me of your arrival and all that came before.
Well, Xenos is not dead. Well, should I say his body is being inhabited. Oh, excuse me, sorry.
I see.
Oh, but
The Exarch and Alize told me what they knew of events, but I had stubbornly clung on to the hope that all-out war might yet be avoidable. And poor Tataru. She must be sick with worry. We must endeavor to return as soon as we may. It would be nice to bring her good tidings for a change. But before we bid this world farewell, we must first ensure that it is not rejoined to the source. We must prevent the 8th Umbral calamity. Urianger's vision of the future has, I fear, every chance of coming true. By his description, the catalyst for the calamity was a formless and deadly weapon employed by the Garlean Empire.
Oh. Black Rose.
Which can only mean one thing.
Yes!
Black Rose. Gaius
I'm
was telling
coming.
you the truth. When we were on the trail of the Ascians, we saw evidence that the gas was being manufactured once more.
I'll be with you 1 second. And I'm back. It's the usual, I need something to drink, I need this, I need that. Just go to sleep.
Gaius was adamant that the project had been scrapped. But so long as there are wars to be waged, there will always be those determined to win by any means. And thus simply destroying the existing stores of Black Rose would do little to alter fate's course. In that sense, our involuntary journey here to the First was something of a boon. Together with the Exarch, we've developed a theory as to how we believe the rejoining will be set in motion. I'm sure Orianger himself will cover the subject in more detail. But I can tell you the process requires that both worlds, the Source and the First, be facing an existential threat. One being Sin Eaters, of course. They are a menace that I would dearly love to remove, and not just to avert a calamity. I may be a stranger to this world, but I will not stand idly by and let innocent people be slaughtered. That is what brought me to the gates of Yulmore. Ignoring its pretensions as a kind of capital city to what remains of the world, it is nonetheless a center of power and authority. If any solutions are to be found, I believe our search should begin there. What say you, old friend? Hungry for another adventure? And so we take to the road once more.
Right. Oh, my bloody chokes though. What do I get? Waste gear. Assuming you have no objections, let us make our way directly to the city outskirts. If we time my arrival just right, you may be lucky enough to see why I have yet to set foot in Yulmore, despite my best efforts to do so. Come, from here we must head west and then cross a small bridge. Okay. How far? I've noticed your summon monster is no longer a party member, like it used to be. Where am I? Oh, for fuck's sake. Yes! Well then go out of it and start another one. Oh, little giant chameleon. Colucia seems peaceful, does it not? Almost familiar. I had a similar impression of the Crystarium. Even in this distant world, people are much the same. How do they get heals then from other members? Like if someone uses party heal. If someone uses party heal, I don't think you'll... Oh, I don't know. Because in the past you used to be able to target your own summon monster and then heal it. But it seems like it's not like that anymore. Either summons are even instant now. A lot of my things don't even use MP anymore. So honestly, I don't know. I think because they've changed the summon monsters summon capability to kind of be instant and MP-less, I don't think they see the need for you being able to keep it alive. So once it dies or leaves, I don't even think it even has a health bar. I don't even know. I haven't really. There's no way to monitor it, so I don't even know if it has a health bar. If it does, and I do know that mine has during battle has vanished. So whether it's been destroyed or not I have no idea. You just summon it back to the battlefield. Really, it's instant now, so you don't even have to stand still to summon it like you used to. And also that really helps in a way. That's one thing I do like, because if you died and someone brought you back to life, you don't get full MP. So you ended up using a lot of your MP right at the beginning to either heal yourself or summon your monster again. And sometimes if you were like resurrected in danger in like an AoE, then you kinda had to move away. You couldn't summon things immediately, whereas now, because it's instant, you can practically summon on the move, like any instant magic. Right, where was I? To think that whenever a calamity struck the source, a reflection such as this one, with all of its culture and history, was being erased from existence. No, get away from me! Over there! Quickly, someone's in trouble. That's still constant. Giant chameleon! Oh, you know what? It's in my way. The music kind of reminds me of Titan's music. Oh, that's another Sin Eater. Oh, thank the fates! Look out! Ay, 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 ay. I think in this expansion, Teen Titan? Teen Titan? Oh. I can't remember what I was going to say now with this one. I can't remember what I was going to say now. Oh no, not Teen Titans. Titan, I don't know if you've got to Titan yet. It's one of the what are they called in this one? Aeons? No, they're not Aeons in this one. Primals. They're one of the primals, the main primals. So you have Ifrit, Titan, and Garuda as the three main ones from Eorzea, which plague the 3 different cities. So you've got Ifrit, which is the fire primal, and he plagues Stenalan. You've got Titan, which is the earth primal, which plagues... who does he plague? I think it's Limsa. But they've also got Leviathan and Siren, but they aren't the main ones. The main ones, and this is what you can summon. You can summon your miniature summon monsters. So instead of a Ifrit, I've got a Ruby Carbuncle. Basically, that's your melee summon. Then once you've defeated Titan, you get the tank summon, which is a mini Titan. And then you get Garuda, which is a magical summon, a magical DPS summon. And that one plagues Gordania, if I'm not mistaken. Oh, if they've all combined, then you're quite near the end of the... If they've all combined them, then you're near the end of the first base game, essentially. There's not much after that, I think, before you go to... I think actually you've been to Ishgard already, I think. Yeah. I think that's the end. Once you hit level 50... Well, some of the level 50 ones will be in the Heavensward expansion, anyway. Oh, there you are. In my haste, I lost my bearings, but I see you have the situation well in hand. Fine work. Are you alright, madam? Just a few bruises from where I fell. Nothing compared to what was in store for me before this brave soul came to my rescue. I honestly thought I was done for. My feet are not as swift as they once were, and I knew there was no one left to hear the scream. Not that I let that stop me. I can't remember where, to be fair, it's so far back. I can't remember where anyone is at that time of the game. I should probably leave my old house behind and queue up outside Yulmore with the rest of them. Doubt those fancy lords and ladies would welcome an old crone like me. Still, even a shack near the gate has to be safer than staying here. One would hope. Either way, I suggest you avoid wandering alone, lest you make the Sin Eater's task any easier. Thank you again. You saved my life. Now, I'm sure a strapping lass like you has little to fear, but I wouldn't linger long in this place. There's naught to be had here but cobwebs and memories. "'Tis as the lady says, many in these parts have abandoned their homes to live in Yulmore's shadow. Should the Sin Eaters descend upon this region, there are precious few with the strength to fight them off. Speaking of which, what have you been told of these monsters?" A brief history then. 'Twas not long after the flood swallowed the better part of the world that the Sin Eaters first appeared. Some beastly, some beauteous. Yet regardless of their form, all seem incapable of speech, and all are driven by the same insatiable appetite for mortal ether. They are predators, and we are their prey. Kalusha suffers from far fewer attacks than most regions, but even so, the list of the Sin Eater's victims grows longer by the day. A tragedy without end. Still, we have won a small victory this time at least. Now, shall we press on? We need to return to where the road forks and follow the path that leads west. Da, 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 da. New location discovered. Whoa, no way! Ochus! Oh my god. I thought I'd never see one. I can't even remember if there's any other in Eorzea. Oh my god, stay away from those guys. If you can help it. Yeah, this bot does. Okay, fine. Right, flipping it. I'm gonna die if my Sekipa doesn't heal me. It's been a while since things have actually been able to kill me, to be fair. Bosom butters! Ooh, shit. they're cute. You don't want to cuddle those things. Ochus are normally among one of the hardest monsters in A, that are the hardest to get HP down. Plus they've got this horrible gas which they give off, and it gives you pretty much every single bloody status ailment you can think of. And then they have Pikachus. I know it sounds like Pikachu, but in Final Fantasy 13 there were miniature versions of them, like little babies, and they were called Pikachus. Look at all these people.
That gate up ahead is known as the Open Arms, and Yulmore itself lies beyond. This, meanwhile, is the aptly named Gate Town, the dwelling place of the many desperate souls who hope to be chosen to live in the city proper.
I thought I recognized you. Brought a new friend, eh? I'll bet you got a trick or two up your sleeve. Maybe even 3. Care to show me?
She's not here to compete. Leave her be.
What? I was only making conversation.
Ladies and gentlemen, your attention please! Greetings to our hopeful petitioners, one and all! Yulmore extends its warmest regards. Let it be known that a lady of distinction wishes to dine on fish divine. We seek a master culinarian who can guarantee seafood perfection. Dazzle the matron with your delicious dishes, and life in the city will be yours to enjoy, even on days when fish is not on the menu. Who among you will answer the call? Name yourself or another. We may not at all.
Do you recall how I said Yulmore was a center of power and authority? Well, that is not the only reason for its fame. It is also known as the City of Final Pleasures. The noble and the wealthy who survived the flood gathered here to live out the rest of their days in decadent abandon. A poor man could sooner pass through the Iron Needle than Yulmore's gates. The only way the common folk can enter this perverted paradise is if they fulfill the whim of one of the privileged. And so they are picked over like market produce.
What a catch! We'll not be throwing this one back. Having seen your all too obvious charms, we welcome you with open arms. Come! Join us in the City of Splendor and live out your life in an ecstasy of endeavor. Oh, just look at those expectant faces. What could you possibly be waiting for? Well, what have we here? An extra share of meal to celebrate our newest resident! For you! Enjoy!
Meal is a foodstuff which Yulmore routinely doles out to the people of Gatetown, and apparently a staple for its citizens as well. Many here rely on it to survive in these times of scarcity. Yet the whole arrangement just seems... well, let's just say it leaves a bad taste in my mouth.
Oh, what's going on with my stream? Oh, there we go. Now you understand why my attempts to enter the city have thus far come to naught. The dubious privilege of residency must be won via a contest with ever-changing rules. They say this policy has been in place for the past 2 decades, ever since Yulmore's current ruler came into power. Yet, from what I have seen, it does more harm than good. Not only does it distract people from our shared struggle against the Sin Eaters, it robs them of their self-sufficiency. I've tried to propose ways so they could improve their lot, but my words invariably fall on deaf ears. The attitude is so entrenched now, I worry that, well, mayhap you should take a turn around Gatetown and judge the situation for yourselves. Okay. I was hearing things. Sorry. Still here, are you? Can't blame you for wanting a slice of Yulmore's pie. If you ask me, you should ditch that sour-faced brat and make a home for yourself here. Gatetown's not too much. Hang on, I can't even see my eyes are going funny. Gatetown's not much to look at, but at least it's safe, and the meal is the best thing I've ever tasted. Where was I now? Here's the main road. Bubbling cookpot. Large pot bubbles over the flame. Pale chunks, meal, you realize, float in the otherwise plain broth. Just look at it. Can you imagine a more beautiful city? Every day I dream of the life that waits for me inside those walls. How will they ever pick me? It reminds me of the Queen from Final Fantasy IX. There's an ether current. How do I get there? How do I get there? How do I get there? Will I be able to... No? How do I even get there? How do I get up here? Oh, I hate these ones because you can't get them normally. Oh, hang on. Yeah, sorry, my controller died. Yeah, it was kind of cartoony, but I remember, like, the queen, which was the... Oh, I can't remember the princess's name now. She had the black hair with the orange jumpsuit. Her supposed mother kind of looked like that. Ah, there we go. Oh no! Maybe I did that. That's that one. Yeah, the crazy one, all the, like, the war-hungry one. Wee! No, I can't jump on that, okay. Like, I find that this world is kind of a little bit more, has a little bit more of other Final Fantasies all rolled up into one. It's got the Viera from 12, Gunblades from 8, that reminds, this whole area kind of reminds me of 9. With a little bit of 7's squalid, Coal Town, whatever it's called. I'm probably only going to play for another half hour now. Other half will be home soon, so I'll probably go to bed when he gets home. So I'm not going to play for much longer. You've seen what Gate Town has to offer. These people can no longer fend for themselves. They've become dependent on handouts of Mjolnir, and believe Yulmore is the answer to all their woes. Yet no matter how I frame my encouragement, they seem unwilling, nay, unable to conceive of any other way of life. Yay! Let's see what they gave me. Which is this? A waste one. I should have new belts. Item comparisons. We got an extra 5 vitality points, an extra 3 intelligence points, quite a few critical hit points, that's nice. And instead of spell speed, I've got direct hit rate. Okay. I'll equip it anyway. Right, 364 items here. And let's have a look. Right, I'm not going to start a new mission. I'm probably just going to leave it here. Yeah, I mean, I think it's a good place to kind of finish. It's kind of like I've got to the next part of the story, but I haven't quite started it yet, so I'm just going to leave it right here. Yeah, me too. I'm yawning my head off. Plus, as long as I'm awake, the little one's not going to go to sleep either. So, because I can hear her over the monitor. She's still awake. Anyway, good night all. And, sleep well. And, I'll see you tomorrow. Night. Now, what am I doing? Good night all.